Yes, guys. Good evening. You are locked into an episode of the Red Sea podcast. It is your host here, Tiago's father, 89, and we are here with what is potentially the last show of the season. It's a Champions League preview. Liverpool take on Real Madrid. Is it going to be revenge for Mo Salah, or is Karim Benzema going to have the final say in Paris? We get into all of this on the other side of our famed intro. Let's roll that one.
Tell the world we are Liverpool, champions of England.
We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Palestine to Turkey, we've won the fucking lot. Got Paisley and the Shankly, the fields of Anfield gold. We are all supporters, and we come from Liverpool.
Yes. We are back with another episode of the Red Sea podcast. Big shout out to the guys in the comments. Hold on, here we go. This one sums it up. Been a little while.
It's been a while.
Big up the lads. Another one here as well. It's been a while. How are you guys doing? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it has been a while. Do you know what? Right, we've had every intention. Sorry, guys, I've not set myself up properly. We've had every intention of doing shows, but you know when life just gets in the way. You're trying to plan and you try and plan to do a show, and then something pops up. Oh God, got to take the kids here. Oh crap, got to do this. Oh damn, got to do this. You know, my life is just literally revolving around kids and freaking work. Not like Mr. Loverman next to me. He's Mr. Casanova, mate. If he's ain't got time for shows, it's because he's got all the ladies on his case, ain't you, pal?
Oh no, not at all.
Oh god, but no, it's good. It's good to be back on your screens and good to see so many of the old faithful in the comments. So, big shout out to you guys and look, thank you for locking in. It's much appreciated. Now we have got the small detail. Do you know what? In fact, before we get into this, how's everyone feeling about last weekend? Like all the drama.
We've not really talked about it at all, have we?
No, let's have a quick little debrief about last weekend. And you got those of you that follow me on Twitter, I was still a believer up until the final whistle went. I was still a believer. Villa done their job. They turned up. They kind of done their job for the first. God. Do you know what? I think they outplayed. I think they outplayed City in large spells.
They did.
Of that game. They outplayed City in large spells of that game. I mean, what's your thoughts?
Well, you're very much the optimist, glass half full. I'm very much the pessimist, glass half empty, aren't I? So yeah, we had a good little few messages.
You're so much of a pessimist, yeah, that you ain't even got a fucking glass. Let's be honest. Let's keep it
in the cupboard.
Your glass is still in the cupboard, chap. You've not even got your glass. You've not even got your glass out of the cupboard yet.
I haven't. No, I mean it was we've been there before, haven't we? You know, relying on Man City to slip up in a game which they're unlikely to. You know, home to Brighton was another one. Back in the day, with Rodgers, I think we were waiting on them to potentially slip up at home as well. So it's nothing new. And you know, Liverpool go behind early doors, and you think, oh God, here we go. It's going to be a long afternoon. But like you say, Villa do their job, get 1-0 up, and even at the time, I'm still like, yeah, it's we need to win our own game first. Once it goes to 2-0. And we equalise. I'm thinking, why did this club do this to me? Like, why? I don't want to get my hopes up and get them broken again. I was just trying to keep nice and steady, but fair play to City. Similar to the Aguero, wasn't it? Coming back again, 3-2 win, turn it round. Gundogan changing the game, and Liverpool run out 3-1 winners, fantastic. But I think it's again another story of what might have been. You look back at the results in the season, we've mentioned it before. Brighton, Brentford.
I was going to say which result is the one. What's the result that cost us this title?
I think, to be honest, there's two. One obvious and one not so. I think the obvious one is 2-0 up at home to Brighton and drawing 2-2. That wins us the title.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one I feel which was more was when we came back for the last run-in. You know, we've got Tottenham and all this sort of. If we win every game, potentially we can do it. And you know, Tottenham at home, second to last home game of the season, and we draw 1-1. And you're thinking, you know, we knew the last 4 or 5 games to have any chance, we needed to win every game, and you know, hope that West Ham or Wolves would do us a favour, and they did. And because we drew with Spurs, 3 games from the end again, wasn't in our hands. You know, we go into the last game of the season a point clear. You know, we do it, don't we? And you know, to be that close to a potential quadruple, and you're looking back at a draw with Brighton or a draw with Spurs, and we didn't beat any of the top 4, which isn't the end of the world, but it helps. And the only 2 games we lost all season was West Ham and Leicester away. You know, another season at home unbeaten. I think that's the 4th or 5th.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. Yeah, 4 out of 5.
I think Klopp's 80% of them are under him. So home form's great. It's just those kind of 5:30 kickoffs, 8 p.m. kickoffs away to Leicester, West Ham. You know, difficult places to go on if you get them on the wrong day. So, you know, fantastic season, 90 odd points again, but. You know, as we know, you know, the only time we've ever won the league is when we were perfect for about 6 months, and no one else could catch us.
And that's the thing, you know, it going into league kind of battles. We know now perfection is the only way now. Perfection is the only way. When you've got, and look, this is credit to Manchester City, when you've got a team like City that you're coming up against in the league, you know, and they've said it, we push them and they equally push us. They push us to be better. We push them to be better. And do you know what? It just shows how shit the rest of the league is. I don't buy into this Ten Hag hype. I'm not buying into it. I don't buy into this Tuchel hype. I'm not having it. Yeah. They're not at the level that Klopp and Pep are at. They're not at that level. These guys have been in the league for 6 years, 7 years respectively in the league. They know what it takes now. They know what it takes. These guys are new. They don't know what it takes. Yeah, it took Pep a season, 2 seasons to really get to grips with the Premier League.
Yeah,
it took Klopp 2-3 seasons to really get to grips with the Premier League.
Yeah,
and you know, someone like Tuchel going into Chelsea, is he going to be given 2-3 seasons to really get to grips with this? Right? They got a new ownership coming. Are they going to have the same mentality that Abramovich had? Right, you're not doing the business. We've got shareholders to cater for. Right? Yeah, you need to win a league title. See you later, mate. You got to go. Do you know what I mean? And then, and then you look at Ten Hag. Are United going to change their ways? Are they, mate?
Even if they do it, like you say, it's going to be a 3-year, 4-year cycle until they're closing that gap. Because you look at the table, you know, City and Liverpool are so far ahead. Yeah, last season was a strange one, you know, COVID and all that, and injuries. But you know, 4 of the last 5 seasons, it's been those 2 running away with it. Let's be honest, no one's anywhere near them.
Yeah. And do you know what? Big shout out to this comment here as well.
Yeah, they're coming.
Stevie is doing an absolute madness. He signed that Kamara, and he's just about to get Diego Carlos across the line as well, a player which we were potentially interested in prior to the Ibrahim Konate deal as well. Anyway, we've discussed the anguish and heartache of the last day of the season. That's enough. And we look forward to a renewed rivalry between Real Madrid and Liverpool. We've had tussles over the year with these boys.
We have, mate. Should I do the old head-to-head? I'm prepped.
Yeah, give us the old head-to-head chat.
Okay, mate, no problem. So yeah, not far. We have to go back. Last season we played him in the quarterfinals. We lost 3-1 away in the training ground with no fans. Trent didn't have a great day. Keita didn't have a great day.
I was going to say Naby Keita stinker.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal, and a 0-0 draw at home in the second leg. So a pretty comfortable 3-1 aggregate score for Madrid on that one. Obviously, 17-18 final, 3-1 defeat. You know, we know what happened that day. Karius and Mo Salah. 14-15, we played them in the group stage. That was under Brendan Rodgers, I believe. We lost 3-0 at home and we lost 1-0 away in the group stages. And the last time we actually beat them, because it's been a while, 08-09 round of 16, 1-0 away. I think it was a Ben Ayoun header, if I remember rightly. And a 4-0 win at home. Torres and Gerrard absolutely tore a new one. But the one that's just before that, which is probably the most important of them all, the 1980-81 final in Paris. Liverpool won, Real Madrid 0. Hopefully a repeat coming up on Saturday.
So I said before the show that I'm feeling a little bit worried about this one, and my worry is the midfield battle.
Yeah.
If we think in our heads that we're going to get the better of that midfield, right? We've got another thing coming. Yeah, that midfield, whilst it may be old, with Modric and Kroos and Casemiro, they are wily old operators. They're wily old foxes. Yeah. They know how to. All three of those know how to dictate tempo. They're all pacemakers in that midfield. Yeah, and if we think we're going to go in there and boss that midfield, they're going to have more ball than us in the midfield. They're going to have more ball than us. And that's going to be a telltale factor. We're going to have to bypass that midfield, personally. And I don't think that maybe long ball is the way to do it. I think we've got to make them chase us all around the park. We've got to pull that midfield out and make them chase us. Yeah. So that's going to mean Hendo pulling out wide, linking up with Trent. That's going to mean Thiago linking up with Robbo, and then linking up with maybe Diaz for the ball behind, or linking up with Mo for the ball behind. We don't need to be going in them central areas, right? We don't need to be going in there, because if we go in there, it ain't going to end pretty. They're going to win that midfield battle. But I think the big thing comes down to is, obviously we know the fitness of Thiago. We don't know if he's gonna make it or not. There's talk that he will. There's talk that he won't. But the key position on the pitch for me is going to be whether Matip or Konate starts. It's going to be whether Matip or Konate starts. And me personally, I want Konate. I know that you've got a different opinion because you think Matip for the experience, but I think, if Konate plays, he's going to be able to cope with the pace of Vinicius, because that's the side Vinicius plays on. Yeah, and if Konate plays and can cope with the pace of Vinicius, that means that's going to allow Trent to go forward. If you put Vinicius Jr. in a 1v1 with Matip is going to need a new hamstring by the end of the 90 minutes. Let's be honest. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, all really good points that you made there, mate. I agree with all of it. Konate v Matip is an interesting one, because at the start of the season, it was Matip pretty much every week. Konate couldn't really get a look in, and more towards the end of the season, Konate's featured more and more, and he was kind of a Champions League centre-back partner with Van Dijk through the groups and the early rounds, and then he's played in the cups, and he played in the final and the semi-final, the FA Cup and things like that. So he's tended to lean towards Konate. So I probably agree. I think he'll probably start the game with Van Dijk. The only reason I'd go with Matip, I just feel that Konate has still got a little bit of an error in him, a little bit of inexperience in him. He's absolutely brilliant, but I just think, Matip's played in 2 Champions League finals now. This will be his third. He's won it. I just think him and Van Dijk, they've just got a little bit more of an understanding and a partnership.
Played in the European. I think he played in the European Cup, the Europa League as well final, didn't he?
Did he? Yeah. So
I think he played in that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I get it. Konate's younger, he's stronger, he's good in the air. He scored some headers, in the knockout rounds as well, which was superb. But I just think I don't think Matip's slow, particularly. I don't think Konate's majorly quicker than him. I get Vinicius is a big danger, but in terms of what you mentioned with the tactics and the midfield battle, I think we need to kind of nullify that. So we used to having the ball a lot. We're used to having more possession than the opposition. And, you know, when we've come up against Man City twice in the league this season, you know, the cup game, they didn't quite have their strongest team out. But in the league games, you know, we had to give up possession and, you know, we struggled to come up against a team that likes to keep the ball as well. And as you correctly say, Modric and Kroos, you know, that is them. That's what they've done for their entire career. So we need to keep the ball away from them. And I think the way to do that is to just be the old school off the ball pressing machines. You know, Henderson and Fabinho need to be over Modric and Kroos like a rash. We can't let them have any time on the ball at all because they will pick out the front three with ease. You know, the Modric outside of the boot assist for Rodrigo against Chelsea. Give him half a yard, give him quarter of a yard. He will pick out that ball and it will happen. And, you know, they've probably got the Ballon d'Or winner up front, if we're honest. So
if they win it,
chance,
if they win it,
I think even if they don't, I think he wins it personally. But
if we win, and again, if we win it, and Mo Salah doesn't get Ballon d'Or, we riot. That's it. Gloves are off, boys. If we win this Champions League and Mo Salah doesn't win Ballon d'Or, we riot. That's it.
No, you're right. I think as well, you know, it'll be interesting to see how they start because they've sometimes
ultra freestyle swordsman.
Potentially.
Come on. It could okay, fine. I'll extend it. If Mane or Salah don't win Ballon d'Or, yeah, and we win the Champions League, we riot. That's it.
I mean, they're all worthy winners. I just feel that there's this kind of Real Madrid. If there's a great big superstar that plays in Spain, they're going to win it. You know, you look at Messi, Ronaldo, Modric. They just dominate that competition, don't they? So,
but they pied Lewandowski for Messi, though. They pied Lewandowski.
True, but then I don't know. There just seems to be favoritism. I just feel that Benzema has already won it personally. But
could you imagine if Messi wins it again? You'll just know it's rigged. You know it's rigged.
Yeah, I think we might as well pack up and go home if it does. But
if Messi wins it again,
just finish off with the tactics. It'll be interesting how they start. Will they go Valverde in that midfield with those three, or will they go Rodrigo, Vinicius, Benzema from the start? I think if they do, we just need to make sure Trent and Robbo are attacking and that Vinicius and Rodrigo have defensive responsibilities, because I think that's where their weakness will be. And I look at their back four. You know, Alaba's apparently out injured. You've got Mendy at left back. I don't think he's particularly brilliant. They've got Carvajal at right back. He's good, but you know, he's not as good as he used to be.
He's over the hill now.
He's still a great player. You know, he gets assists and things like that. But yeah, when they won 3 back-to-back, he was levels. And centre back, you know, Militao and Nacho. Yeah, we've got Van Dijk and Matip or Canate. You know,
Nacho's actually been all right. I will give Nacho a bit of credit. He's been playing some decent football, but he ain't Van Dijk,
isn't he?
Yeah, he ain't Van Dijk gravy.
No, so you know, if we go with Diaz, Mane, Salah front three, which I think we will do, I think we can cause lots of problems, and Casemiro is going to be putting a lot of fires out.
I sure hope so. So let's get into the starting 11 then.
Yeah.
Right. Let's actually predict our starting 11. Right. Okay. So, and we'll do it together. And if we have any disagreements, we'll discuss those disagreements in more detail. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll be
Diaz. Yeah. So Diaz. Yeah.
On the left, yeah. And the way he's come into this team, we almost don't look the same without him now. You know, I've got so used to him being on that left-hand side, and he's kind of what Mane was 3 years ago. You know, Mane's kind of moved central, which, hands up, you called that start of the season, so you're spot on with that one. He's moved central and been brilliant, and I think we've relied a lot less on the false 9 Firmino style, and we've adjusted to having 3 players up front that are all quick, interchanging, and can all score goals. So yeah, 100% Diaz.
Okay, Mane.
Yeah, number 9. Yeah, brilliant there.
Yeah, Mo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he got his goal, didn't he, at the weekend? So fingers crossed. He's got over that kind of little mental block. He got the golden boot, which I think he would have probably been in a bad way if he didn't, because that means a lot to him. I think he's the 4th person to get 3, and he's now only 1 behind Henry.
Yeah,
for winning 4 in the Premier League. So yeah, I think that front 3 picks itself. To be honest, I think Jota and Firmino one of them will probably get introduced regardless. both probably if we need a goal. It could even go to extra time. You get an extra sub, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Into the midfield.
Yeah.
And I think this is a tricky one.
Yeah.
Henderson.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Fabinho.
Yeah, 100%.
Keita.
Yeah. Here we go. Of course we're here. Oh no, I hate it because every time I call out Keita, I get absolute bullets thrown at me.
You get
but
pellets, mate. You get
I do.
you get punters, mate.
I just don't know. I just still don't get him. I don't get it. I don't understand what he is, what he offers. He's not consistent. He'll have a good. I've not even seen him have a good game. He has a good 45 minutes now and again, and that's it. You know, Thiago is fantastic when he's fit and firing. Obviously, that's the main issue, that the quality's never been in doubt, but not playing consistently, you're not going to perform to your best. So, we've seen the best of Thiago probably from about February, March till recently when he picked up that injury. So, yeah, fingers crossed if Thiago is fit, he can start or at least play some part, because for me, Naby Keita is just, he would be the weak link that Real Madrid would look to exploit, I believe.
So let's build on this then. Let's build on this because Ultra Freestyle Swordsman makes a good point. Keita has had a good season. We need his ball retention, but let's be honest, right? I get it. Naby's ball retention has been okay. Yeah, it's not been levels. It's been okay, right? But if Thiago's fit, Naby don't get a look in, bruv.
Agree.
Let's be honest. He's not forcing his way into that. He's not unsettling that free. He's not unsettling it. Yeah.
Holy Trinity, really, isn't it?
It is. If you said it right, he's not unsettling that. Right. He's not disrupting it. Do you see what I'm saying? So yes, I think we're saying Naby plays at a push. I don't think Thiago gets risked until 70 minutes. If we're winning at 70 minutes, yeah, you bring Thiago on and he sees the game out. Because we're gonna need his ball retention. You see what I'm saying?
I personally look at it opposite way, and I'll tell you why. I think I've watched. I don't normally watch foreign teams, but because they've played Chelsea and City, I've watched all 4 of those matches with Madrid. So I've kind of got an idea of how they play, who they play, when they make changes and stuff like that. Kroos and Modric tend to come off 65, 70, 75 minutes, mostly in the Champions League. So for me, Thiago should probably start and match that 65, 70 minutes versus Modric and Kroos because of that ball retention. That the level of that midfield battle about keeping the ball, he can match them at that. He's the only probably player that we have that can look at them and go, yeah, I'm as good as you in terms of levels with the ball at your feet, ability to spot that pass. He's got that in the tank. And when they start to bring them off and bring on the Valverdes and the Camavingas, I think that's more where Keita could actually have a bit more of a 50-50 battle with them, because of what he's good at is similar to what they're good at, energy, introducing them in the 70th minute. I just think Keita will be a headless chicken running around after Modric and Kroos, whereas I think Thiago, Henderson's good on the ball, Fabinho's good on the ball. I think we need to start like that. And then once Modric and Kroos do go off, if Thiago's only got 70 minutes to offer, then, cool, he's matched it for that amount of time.
There's argument to say that there is argument out there to say that our best midfield three is actually Keita, Thiago, Fabinho.
Yeah, that's fair.
There is an argument for that, and I would hear that argument. I would hear that argument that Thiago, Fabinho, and Keita is potentially our best midfield three. But I think personally, in the 70 minutes, I think he brings on Bobby and maybe goes for the front 4.
Depends on the score, doesn't it? I think otherwise it's Milner to see it out.
And again, it is Millie to see it out. To be fair, it is Millie to see it out. But that midfield three is the bone of contention for me, personally. You know, it's whether we risk Thiago. If Thiago is fit, Thiago plays. You know, as I've always said, it's Thiago or nothing. Yeah.
I think
if Thiago's fit, he plays.
I think Thiago, Fabinho, Henderson start. I think you'd probably bring on Keita for Thiago, and I think you'd probably bring on Milner for Henderson.
Yeah.
I think that's what will happen. And then, like you say, with the front three, usually it's Diaz or Mane that come off for Jota, depending on the situation.
I freaking hope not.
But depends. Again, like you said, it depends on the score. It depends if we're winning by the time the subs are starting to come in. Then
we'll talk changes in a minute. Let's just finish off the 11, and then we'll talk changes because I want to get into those as well.
Cool. Yeah.
So we've discussed the midfield. Let's talk about the back four. Yeah. So Trent.
Yeah.
Konate.
I want Matip to start the game, but I think Konate will. Yeah.
Okay. Van Dijk. Now this is the one for me, and I'm going to open up a can of worms.
Okay.
Robbo's deliveries of late have been fucking woeful.
Yeah.
He's been stinky in terms of the deliveries. He's been stinky.
He's missing big chances as well.
He's missed some big chances. But at the same time, Tsimikas has been a bit stinky as well in terms of his deliveries.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit 50-50. In my heart of hearts, right? I know Robbo starting the final. Yeah, he's starting the final, right?
Yeah.
But there is a case to say that both have been as stinky as each other.
Yeah, you know what I'm like with finals. I stick with tried and trusted. I don't take no risks in finals. You play your best 11 from the start.
But I feel Tsimikas has over the season made a case to say he could potentially feature in that best 11. I'm not saying that he's got the same accomplishments as achievements as Robbo, because he doesn't. But that's because he hasn't been around the club long enough, and arguably he's up against one of the best left backs in world football, if not the best left back in world football. But when the best left back in world football is having a stinker, it's noticeable.
Yeah. No, he has. He dipped before, didn't he, earlier in the season, and he had to have a break. And Tsimikas came in and he did really, really well. He started to get assists every time he played, and he looked more established in a defensive role as well. But I think that's why Robertson kicked on and came back just as strong as we've known, grown to expect from him. And I just think Tsimikas is a very, very good understudy, and he's happy to be so. And like you say, if it was a league game or, an earlier knockout of a cup game, then there's reason to say, do you know what, let's drop Robbo out for a couple of games again and just say, do you know what, Tsimikas, you have a go. But like you say, it's the pinnacle.
I agree.
You play. It's the last game of the season. You play your best team on paper. Robertson can turn up, and yes, he's not been in great form, but you hope that he's probably going to put in a pretty good performance against Madrid. And I think Tsimikas is just as capable, probably more than capable of playing in this game. But between the two, they're going to be probably up against Rodrigo. You're going to want someone that's been there and done it in before, aren't you? So Robertson, I think everybody would go with him.
And I think that's the thing. I think Robbo's break maybe should have come again 3 games ago.
Yeah.
And then whipped him out to pop him back in. But look, we know it's going to be Robbo, and then obviously Alisson in goal. Yeah. So we know what that is. So let's talk about the changes then. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the changes. So obviously, is Mane going to play the whole game? Or is he going to come on, or is Mane going to have to drift wide for Jota to come on?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Diaz comes off, because if you ask me, right, I don't want Jota anywhere near this starting 11 or anywhere near the 11 right now. He's been stinky. In the last couple of games, he's been stinky.
It's a tricky one, because I just feel that Diaz has stolen his thunder a bit. Jota was, like you say, he was the new. We had that again. We've said Holy Trinity in the midfield. Bobby Mane and Salah have been the front three for what, 5 years, and Jota came in and really mixed it up. He did well on the left, he did well through the middle, and we needed it. And Diaz has come in and like I say, you know, kind of taken that role as the fourth option, and now really he's in the first choice front three, and he's so good that Mane is moved into the middle where Bobby and Jota probably play their best football, and that's why they've not featured as much as they'd probably like. So yeah, I agree with you. I think Jota mentally has struggled a little bit with that, and thinking, do you know what, you know, what's going on? Every time I played, I scored. You know, I was second top goal scorer in the league for a long time, and then, like you say, you know, he kind of got stuck on about 15 and didn't
kind of
really
fizzled away a little bit.
Fizzled away, absolutely. So yeah, I think that front three picks itself. I still think Jota's slightly ahead of Bobby in terms of the first change in the front three in this game. But your question, where would he come on? I think Jota probably only goes through the middle. So it depends, like you say, does Mane come off player for player, or does Mane move out to the left and Diaz comes off? I think it's really going to be on who's playing best on the day.
Do you know what? Here's my worry, right? Here's my worry that Klopp tries to start Jota through the middle, and he puts Mane off the left and puts Salah off the right, and then he thinks, I know, I'll bring Diaz on to run at him at the set. Because I just think you go with your best front three, and at the moment the best front three is Diaz, Mane, Salah. That's the best front three. Yeah. Jota's form isn't Jota pre-Christmas form.
I agree.
Yeah, pre-Christmas he was on fire. New Year he was on fire, and it's just fizzled out a little bit, right? And the reason why it's fizzled out is solely because I feel like the arrival of Diaz has extinguished that fire a little bit, and I think like you said, Diaz being so good with his impact that he's come on the left, and then Mane being in absolute blistering form, Cup of Nations victory, qualifies his team for the World Cup, banging them in a central position for us. It's kind of forced Klopp's hand.
Yeah.
I don't think Klopp thought that I don't think Klopp thought that Diaz would make the instant impact that he's made. I don't think that anyone thought that, not that they doubt their ability, but I don't think anyone thought that Mane would come back and bounce back in the way that he's bounced back after last season. You know, so somewhere along the lines, there would have been, right, we need to get a wide player because Mane's not the same guy. So we need to get a wide player, right? And then it would have been, right, we need to get a player that runs through the middle because obviously Bobby's not the same guy. So we're gonna go Diaz, Jota, Mo.
Yeah.
We're gonna phase the other two out, right? And Mane's gone, phase out who? Boom. Do you know what I mean?
He's in the Ballon d'Or conversation. So like you say, what a comeback.
It does worry me a little bit. I think this is his last season.
Yeah, because he made that comment, didn't he, about I'll let you know after the final. Personally, I think that's been blown out of proportion. I think he's just basically saying, all I'm thinking about is the final. I'll talk about myself after that. I don't think it's cryptic. I don't think people...
I don't think it's cryptic. But I don't think he's been offered a new deal. As of yet.
Yeah. I mean, they said that Mo has, and it's been on the table for a while. And I think he's probably going to have to come down a bit in his, what he's asking for. And I think he wants to stay. Mane is one of them where realistically, he's not the poster boy as much as he probably should be. He's not. Bayern are interested. Madrid have got 100 million burning in their pocket because of Mbappe's staying where he is. So Mane's got options. I think Salah stays where he is, but will we get to that point where we're offering Salah so much to stay we can't keep both? It's hopefully we keep them both, because I prefer Bobby to be phased out and we keep the others personally, because Mane has become that number 9. As we've said, how many number 9s do we need? We've probably got 3 now. If you think about Jota, Firmino, and Mane, you've got Diaz left and Salah right. And yeah, Jota can play down the left a bit, but I just think Bobby is now 3rd choice number 9, which we don't need that.
But where are you seeing this? I've not seen this.
I couldn't think of anybody that doesn't suit our style, any more than that. Fantastic player, but he would not fit in at all.
I think he does. But we ain't gonna go and spend 100 M's,
No.
on trying to. We're not gonna get into the free Harry Kane campaign. We ain't gonna get into that, right? Because he ain't leaving Tottenham. He's shackled up, boy. He ain't leaving Tottenham.
He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, he's not.
I think he bangs them in if he plays for us. I think he rattles them in if he plays for us. But we're just not going to entertain it because it's farcical. We're not going to get into a prolonged summer chase for Harry Kane. Manchester City, arguably one of the richest teams in the world, went on this big summer-long chase for Harry Kane, and they couldn't free him from Daniel Levy's clutches. What makes you think that we're going to do it? This is more appealing to me.
Yeah, that's a player that suits our style more. I personally, I don't actually think we're going to do that much business. Sorry to rain on the parade, but
I do.
I think Mane and Salah both stay. I think Firmino sees out his contract and leaves on a free. I think Jota stays. I think Diaz obviously is still here. So that front for another season at least, that's front five still. Origi and Minamino could be moved. We know Origi's probably going to be going. Minamino is probably on his way as well. Chamberlain's probably on his way as well. So there might be one or two. Carvalho's come in, so that's an option. But I don't think there's going to be a massive summer this year. I think next year, when
I see three signings this summer.
I think maybe you might get one of those three.
I see. Reason why I say we see three. Carvalho's done. That's one. I think we see a midfielder. I think the reason why
Milner for another year, aren't we?
No, but the reason why I think we see a midfielder because I think Ox will go.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's not played for months. We said this, didn't we, in July? One of him or Keita.
It was him on Keita, and Keita's outstanding. He's lasted about. So I think Ox is done, but I think we bring in a midfielder, and I think the reason why we bring in a midfielder is we bring that midfielder in the mold of your beloved Gini Wijnaldum. Yeah, we need a box to box midfielder.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So there's a lot of talk about this kid. Yeah, in the last 24, 48 hours from Porto. There's talk of potentially a 12 million release clause. Then there's conflicting information. There's a 42 million pound release clause. And there's also conflicting information that there is no release clause and this release clause doesn't exist. I think Porto will want to get back at us for the business which we did with Diaz. I think we paid too little for Diaz. Diaz now probably we paid 37 plus add-ons. Yeah. Could potentially rise with the add-ons. It could potentially rise to north of 50 million pounds. But if you're looking at it now, and I think that part of that is the way that he plays in our system, Diaz is probably looking like a 70, 80 million pound player. Yeah. But I think that's because of our system that we're making him look as good as that. I'm not saying that he's not good, he's fantastic. But I think our system further enhances that to make him look like a 70, 80 million pound player. So I think Porto will probably be looking at this going, we've had our pants pulled down on our top goal scorer, our best player. So do you know what? If Liverpool want to come and sign another one of ours, they're going to have to pay top dollar. The same thing we did to Barcelona with Coutinho. It was like
Roma, isn't it? We got Salah for 30, and they were annoyed, so we had to pay Salah tax on them on Ali, didn't we?
We did, and this is what normally happens. Yeah, we have to pay player tax. Yeah, included in the Grujic deal. It's interesting that you name this. Part of the Grujic deal and part of the Diaz deal is that Michael Edwards, being the superstar that he is, means that we get first refusals, or rumoured to have first refusals on this player. We structured that into the Diaz and Grujic deal, that we get first refusal on Fabio Vieira. He's a player we've been tracking for a while. We were linked with him not last summer, the summer before that. So we've got first refusals on him apparently. Yeah. But anyway, we're not here to talk transfers. We've got plenty of Tuesdays in the summer to talk transfers because I got a world of stuff that we can reel off with transfers. But I do think that the Ox leaves, which means that we get a midfielder in, which would be Carvalho a midfielder, and I think we get a backup right back. Personally, the reason why I think we get a backup right back is that there's talk of us looking at that kid from Aberdeen, who is supposed to be sensational, and I'm sure he would come in and play second fiddle to Trent. I think Nico, who obviously is on loan at Fulham,
Probably stays there.
wants football. They've just been promoted. There's no reason why Fulham wouldn't splash some of that Carvalho cash with us and take Nico. I think he wants to probably stay there. So that's why I think I see 3 incomings in the summer. And then 2023, the world is kind of our oyster when we're talking about, potential other incomings. Bellingham is one that's been mentioned, but I think there's an attraction to City because of the Haaland connection now. But I think Liverpool will be at the table for Bellingham. This one.
Oh, that name. To be fair, he's maybe look a bit of a wally, isn't he?
He has made you look like a complete wanker.
Fair play. What a season. He's been sensational, isn't he? Absolutely superb. Fair play. I mean, that's the thing. I was asked this question in July. So before this season, he wasn't particularly great or on my radar. But yeah, as he's had the season of his life, he's now been given an England call up, rightly so. He should be in the starting 11 in my opinion. Amount of goals and assists he's got this season. We've been going into tournaments with Rashford and Sancho in the first 11. They couldn't hold a flame to Jarrod Bowen this season. So yeah, it's absolutely superb. But again, you mentioned systems and you mentioned Diaz. He suits us perfectly, and I don't know if Bowen would go in that same kind of style. I think he's very good at what he does, but he's very much like a right-sided player for West Ham, and he shines there, and he's been brilliant. But I don't know if he's got that step up to Champions League. I'm not sure. The only way to tell is to take a chance, isn't it? But for me, I'd still leave him where he was.
We need cover for Mo. It's clear. Yeah. Mo's not dropped in terms of quality. He's just been damn tired.
Played a lot.
He's played a lot of football. The psychological edge kicks in, whereby you played a lot of football. You've had a lot of disappointment. He came straight back after the AFCON, went straight into the team. Back the next day, trained into the team for the weekend, and has continued on from there. The disappointment after the World Cup qualifying exit, back in again, trained. He's one of those players that's tried to keep going because not to deal with the disappointment, but he's tired, And again, the key thing is the reason why we've been able to go so deep in every single competition and play every single game that's up for grabs this year is because we've used a squad to great effect. We've rotated to great effect. And that is why Jurgen Klopp won the Manager of the Year. I don't want to hear this bollocks about, the manager that won the league should win the Manager of the Year, blah, 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 blah. That's not how it goes, dude. That's not how it goes. That's not football, unfortunately. Yeah. The Manager of the Year is all about your tactical input. I think personally, Jurgen Klopp has been a better tactician than Guardiola this year. Guardiola's been fantastic. Yeah, he's been immense. Yeah, I get it. I understand it. He has to have been because his team's won the league. I just think after Christmas, Jurgen Klopp had the jump on him. I think the damage was done before Christmas because City flew out of the trap. They flew out of it. They were gone. Yeah, that horse bolted. And we had to hunt them down. And Jurgen Klopp has just been unreal. Certainly after Christmas with the way that he's managed this squad and been able to get us through and get us to the end of this season, playing every single game we could potentially have played in. Yeah. No teams in the modern era have done that.
I find it interesting because the LMA Manager of the season, I get, the League Managers Association, it's based on the whole season. As you said, Klopp's reached the final of every competition and missed out by a point in the league. But where I play devil's advocate a little bit, Premier League Manager of the season, what is that based on? Is that based on everything, including the Champions League? Is it based on everything domestically? If it's based on either of those two things, he's a deserved winner. If it's purely based on 38 league matches, Jurgen Klopp's aim this season was to win the league, and he didn't do it. So for me, the Premier League manager of the season should be for someone that's overachieved for where they should be. You know, Liverpool's second. It's kind of the bare minimum that we were expecting. Yeah, it's a point, and he's reached the final of 3 other trophies. But if it's Premier League manager of the season and it's based on 38 matches, personally, I'm looking at, you know, Moyes fell off a little bit towards the end, but still fantastic where West Ham were. You know, Potter at Brighton. Eddie Howe took over Newcastle, bottom of the table with 0 wins, ended up finishing 12th, something like that. So, yeah, I love Jurgen Klopp. I'm not trying to rain on his parade whatsoever. LMA manager of the season, hands down, fantastic. But yeah, if you're basing it purely on is it the Premier League manager of the season, I'd like to know what the criteria is.
Well, I would then throw this down. Kevin De Bruyne wins Player of the Year. Hasn't got the most goals in the league. Hasn't got the most assists in the league. So what is the criteria?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Very,
what is the criteria? Phil Foden. What is the criteria? What is the criteria? Because by rights, I would say that Trent's probably a more deserved winner based on the sheer amount of assists the kid's got. Do you see what I'm saying? So what is the metrics? So
not clear, is it?
Point. What is the metrics? And this isn't me turning around and saying this is just opinions. This is not me turning around and saying that Kevin De Bruyne didn't deserve it. I'm not saying that Phil Foden didn't deserve it. You know, I'm not saying that Trent should have got it over Foden or Salah should have got it over De Bruyne. You know, or even Pep should get it over Klopp.
Yeah.
You know, you make a good point. What is the metrics, you know, for this award? It's funny, you know, Ultra Freestyle Swordsman makes a really, really valid point here as well. KDB hasn't even been City's best player. Saka, young player. Mo player of the season. Eddie Howe player. There's so many different metrics that we could go through.
Yeah, depends what you're basing it on, doesn't it?
What you're basing it on. You know, we're having a bit of a digress because we haven't done many shows.
Yeah, there's a lot to discuss. That's a really good little tangent, though.
Yeah, definitely. Look, let's switch it back to the Champions League before we head into the close.
Yes.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And we've often spoken about this, right? It's not just the 11 that start or the 11 that finish the game. To win the Champions League, it is a club thing. You know me, I'm a firm believer in this. Yeah. It's not just that 11, it's a club thing. Your club has to know how to win the Champions League. Yeah. Right from the 11 to the kit man, to the dinner lady, to the coach drivers, to the managers, to the masseuses, you know, to the guys, like the whole lot. They all know what it takes to win. They all know what it in their own little fields. They all know what it takes to win this Champions League. Hence why Real Madrid did La Decima. Yeah. Hence why we're about to enter into our 3rd Champions League final in 5 years. Yeah. Hence why Real Madrid, who arguably have a worse squad than Manchester City, put those guys out on their arse. And this is what I was saying to a lot of fans. This isn't just about your 11. You know, PSG, arguably one of the best 11s in world football. They got Mbappe, they got Neymar, they got Messi. Yeah. They got Donnarumma in goal. They got Sergio Ramos. Yeah. But the club just doesn't know how to do it. They're trying to assemble the personnel. They're trying to assemble the personnel with a know-how to do it. You put Neymar, Messi, Sergio Ramos in a team, right? You know, there's more Champions League winners there's more Champions League winners medals in that team than probably any squad in Europe. So they obviously buy into the factor that it's a club thing. You know, Manchester City, whose sole ambition when they went and recruited Pep Guardiola was to win the Champions League. Let's be clear. City fans will sit here and go, no, it's the Premier League, it's the Premier League. It's bollocks. You don't go and...
They've already won that.
You've won that. It's bollocks. You don't go and get Guardiola, right? You don't go and get Pep Guardiola to continue league dominance because Mancini did that. Pellegrini did that. Yeah, you don't do that. That's not what you go and get Pep for. You go and get Pep because you want the Champions League, and he's failed to do it. The reason why he's failed to do it is there are no Champions League winner medals in that dressing room. No one in that dressing room knows what it takes to win the Champions League. No one, arguably, the only person in that club that knows what it takes to win the Champions League, or any people, is Pep and his team. They're the only people that know what it takes to win the Champions League.
Yeah, none of their players have ever won it, have they?
No.
Wow. So yeah, good point.
So how do you expect to go and win the Champions League without seasoned winners? This is why Real Madrid are where they are. Benzema, seasoned winner. Ancelotti, seasoned winner. Alaba, Champions League trophies. Champions League trophies. You know, Courtois. You know, he knows how to. He's won a European Cup with Chelsea. Arguably, I think it was Europa Cup League, wasn't it? But he's won it with Chelsea. You know, there are medals or Champions League winning medals. Modric, Kroos. That's why Casemiro. That's why those guys start every single game.
Yeah.
This is why arguably Camavinga, who is younger, more legs, can't displace Casemiro, because like you said, when it comes down to the know-how, them man know what to do. They know what to do. So this is why I feel it's going to be a lot harder game than we think it is. Liverpool with the history, we've got the club know how to win it. Yeah. We've then now got those players over the finish line of knowing how to win it. Yeah, because you've now got Hendo. He's been in 4 European Cup finals. Or 4 European Cup finals he's been in. Yeah, 1 Europa League, 2 Champions League, and he's about to enter into his 4th. That's massive. And people underrate Jordan Henderson. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, how many captains have lifted the Champions League twice with the same club? There aren't many. Not many. I know Ramos with the back-to-backs with the 3, but I'm trying to think back. You know, I think Lahm and Neuer were different captains for Bayern. I think Puyol might have done it twice with Barcelona, but there's not many. If you look back at the winning captains that have won it and lifted it twice with the same club, Maldini might have done it as well, but there aren't. You know, it's a very exclusive club, and you know these two teams combined have won. You know, one of them are going to win it, so 20 between them, 20 Champions League trophies between these two colossal clubs. And I was having a little bit of a look earlier on today about, you know, how many Champions League winners are still there from the last time these clubs won it. So Madrid 2018, there's only 5 left from that team. You know, it's the midfield 3, it's Benzema and it's Carvajal. Liverpool, depending on if it's Matip or Konate, 8 or 9 of the starting 11 will have won the Champions League with this club. So when you say, you know, the whole thing about the club being, you know, everybody in the club's got to be singing from the same hymn sheet, I could not agree with you more. And you know, you're looking at the numbers. Madrid, you know, are probably they're a slightly bigger name in Europe than us. You know, they've won more. You know, they've been there more. But yeah, player for player, you know, there's only 5 left of this team, and you'd probably say 2 of them are going to be withdrawn. You know, towards the end of the game, we could start with 9 Champions League winners that have won it playing together.
The thing is, right, if we look at it, let's just look at who's won. So Real Madrid are out there and have won the most European cups, because Real Madrid are on 13. Right? AC Milan are on 7. So their closest is AC Milan on 7. Yeah. Followed by us on 6. Yeah. Then Bayern on 6, Barcelona on 5, Ajax on 4, United on 3, Inter Milan on 3, Juventus on 2, Benfica on 2, Chelsea on 2, Nottingham Forest even have 2, and Porto have 2.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's be clear, right? Let's look at someone like Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson could make it number 7. Okay, which would put us level with AC Milan.
Awesome.
And if we look at it realistically, Liverpool are winning another one before AC Milan ever get a sniff of being in the Champions League again. Obviously, they've just won the
They're back
Scudetto,
in
so
it now, but yeah, I
they're
don't think they're
back
going to
in
be
it.
in the
But
Champions League.
they'll get parked off in the group stage again anyway. So anyway, yeah. So I think Jordan Henderson, if he doesn't lift another one, yeah, potentially reaches another final before his career's over.
Well, I mean, we're not going away, are we?
you-
We could be here next year too.
Could you imagine Jordan Henderson would be the first Englishman, yeah, to appear? Well, he's going to be the first Englishman to appear in 4 finals, European finals. Yeah, he could be the first Englishman to appear in 5. That's massive. And people underrate Jordan. No, excuse me. The first English captain, to appear in 4 finals. He could be the first English captain to lift 3, and he could be the first English captain potentially appear in 5 before his career is over. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's massively underrated. You know, he's lifted every trophy he could lift as Liverpool captain. That doesn't just happen. Yeah, all right. He's been a bit lucky that his era is under Klopp and Gerrard's era was under some absolute, you know, managers were okay at times.
Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, there were some pretty dark days. Poor old Stevie G was born 10 years too early, wasn't he? But
yes.
you know, you're not captain under Jurgen Klopp of a team of this level by accident. He's there because he deserves to be, and he's one of them players. You know, some people are born with it. Some people are bought at that level. Henderson has had to grind every single day for 10 years to be this level, and he's earned it. He's gone in every day. He's improved every day. You know, from trying to be sacked off for Clint Dempsey to lifting every trophy possible, and you know, he's getting on for, you know, one of the best English club captains in history. You know, you look at John Terry, you know, lifting a lot of trophies. You know, all the legends and stuff like that in the Hall of Fame. He's up there now. You know, in terms of how good he is, appearances, you know, trophies won. So yeah. I think he's a massive part of how we play, how we train, you know, the club ethos. And like you say, everybody has to be in that mindset. And, you know, every single interview, he gives the right answer. He speaks perfectly. You know, he keeps things level. You know, when we were winning the league and it was like one more game, we were like 30 points clear. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. It's so refreshing to have someone like that at the head of your football club, and someone you can, you know, really get behind. And yeah, he completely deserves to go and lift another one because, like you say, you know, next year the final's in the Ataturk, which we all know what happened the last time Liverpool went there in a final. Could it be?
Are we insinuating that we could go back to back in the Champions League, sir? Is that what we're saying?
Well, let's win it. Let's win it this weekend first, and then we can have that conversation.
Well, listen, we've done back to back finals. We could have gone back to back before.
Very true.
You know, we could have gone back to back before. But we seem to have this trend: Champions League Prem. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice. So I'll take that again. Nice little repeat.
Yeah, I just can't. Yeah.
So, what's your score prediction? Chuck it at you first. It's always where we end. Yeah, I'm with Ultra there. Please no.
No,
both finals have been penalty shootouts. Not again. Please.
No, I'd back Ali in this in another pen shootout. I'd back Ali. But look, what am I thinking? Score predictions are. I don't think we're going to stop Real Madrid from scoring.
I agree.
Because Benzema can just pop up out of nowhere. We ain't keeping Benzema quiet for 90 minutes. Let's be clear. We're not keeping that man quiet for 90 minutes.
Yeah. They've got players that can hurt you for sure.
And also you got Courtois at the other end as well. And Courtois is a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah, he is.
I'm going 3-2 Liverpool.
Ooh, nice.
I'm going 3-2 Liverpool. And the reason why I say 3-2 is because we are very capable of putting 3 past Real Madrid, but Real Madrid are very capable of sticking 2 past us. Mm-hmm. So it's the only logical explanation that we just have to outgun them. We
Hmm.
have to outgun them. And the worry is that, like I was saying before, is that they draw for Gareth Bale and he wants to give them a parting gift. And
He
do
doesn't. He doesn't. Him and Bale don't even touch the pitch at the weekend for me.
what, Hazard and Bale.
Nowhere near.
I think Bale gets on.
Not a chance. Asensio and Isco are the options ahead of them in terms of attacking subs. They've got Camavinga that usually comes on. Valverde or Rodrigo, one of them starts, one of them comes on. I think that's it for them.
I still think Bale could make a little cameo.
I don't even think. When's the last time he played for Real Madrid?
He loves the Champions League though. He loves the Champions League. That's his forum. You know, that's his place, is the Champions League.
I think nostalgia's got the best of you, mate. It ain't happening.
Look, hey, let's hope it doesn't, because he's capable. He's capable of the big moments. What about you, chap? What you saying for score? What you saying for score?
I've been saying 2-1 all week to Liverpool. I think we start fast pace as we always do, going hard, go 2-0 up, and then Madrid get a little bit of momentum in the second half, 2-1, and they're looking like they're going to do their famous comebacks, but we hold out and we literally clinch over the line, 2-1 win. Our hearts are in our mouths for half an hour with that 1-goal lead, because we know if they get 2-2, they probably go on and win it with the momentum that they managed to get. So 2-0 up half time, 2-1 second half, and a nail biting half an hour.
And on that cliffhanger, I think we've come to a close.
That was a good video.
It was a very good one, guys. We've been the Red Sea Podcast here, bringing you your Champions League final 2022 Paris kind of preview. Don't worry, guys, we're not going off your screens. We will be back with more shows throughout the summer, heading into the new season. I'm sure we just got to structure what that looks like. I'm very motivated to bring you Transfer Tuesdays, because I think Transfer Tuesdays are great. You know, whether we do a Transfer Tuesday or whether we do a transfer show of the week, whatever that looks like. But we will be discussing transfers over the summer for sure. And then we're heading into the new season for everything the Reds are going to bring. And obviously there's a World Cup wedged in the middle of this season as well. So it will be a bit crazy in regards to that. So look, keep your eyes peeled. I've been Thiago's father. This has been Southern Scouser. We're over and we're out.